Yes, time to talk SuperCoach NBL with the birthday boy this week, Tom Hirsch. Tom, thank you so much for joining us on this very special day. Can you run us through the scores for round 7?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, for me, again, it wasn't an amazing week, but I had two players with zeros, Patrick Miller and Bobby Clipman, on a side to hold on. But I did still beat Hammer, so I'll take that as a victory for the week. My 184 to his 174. Top scorer for the round, though, across the league was Joe Luala-Chul with a massive 48. He's just in sensational form for Melbourne United right now. Unfortunately, United don't have any doubles coming up over the next few weeks, though. So an interesting one as to whether you want to invest in him right now or not. There might be some better options at centre at the moment.
Well, can you give us some advice, mate? You took care of us. Joe needs more advice than me, and Derek Ruckett needs a little bit as well because he's dropped off. But what can we do to make our team better this week?
So there's 4 teams on the double this week: Cairns, New Zealand, Perth and Tasmania. So again, they're going to be your priority teams if you're looking to trade someone in or just to maximise that schedule. Next week, if we look ahead, Cairns and New Zealand have another double, and Adelaide and Brisbane as well. So again, if you're trying to plan some trades ahead, you might, if you don't have Josh Bannon, for example, from Brisbane, you might look at him. If you're looking for a point of difference, maybe an Isaac Humphries at centre from Adelaide could be someone you look at. But if you just wanted to make the smart conservative choices this week, probably sticking with New Zealand guys like Parker Jackson-Cartwright. Anthony Lamb is someone who I've brought in a couple of weeks ago who's playing great. He led them with 37 points in round 7. And if you're looking at Cairns, Patrick Miller is expected to be back from injury this week, and he scored really well early on in the season. Keep an eye on Taj McCall. I'm not quite convinced you want to invest in him just yet. I think he's still kind of working his way back in the lineup. So maybe the more conservative choices from Cairns as a Sam Wardenberg or a Bull Quall potentially. And then also Will McDowell-White, another guy who started to play a bit better of late, but again, a hefty price tag for what he's been producing. So probably someone to keep an eye on for another week or so just before you deploy him. But Cairns and New Zealand still have the best schedules coming up for the next little while.
So some relatively sort of well-known big names there. What about any cheeky pickups or guys to be looking out for?
Yeah, there's a couple that I'm considering. Another one from New Zealand is Mango Matiang, a guy who kind of fell out of favour earlier in the season with New Zealand, but his form's really ramped up the last couple of weeks. He's averaging over 30 SuperCoach points over his last 3 rounds, and the price tag's pretty favourable at $185,000, so that's someone to consider. Aaron Baines, again, someone who's not been producing, but there's some rumours around a Tyrell Harrison injury. If Harrison's out and Baines gets a heavier workload, then he could potentially be someone to consider. And then if you're looking for a really sneaky choice, someone that I'm really considering bringing in as a cheaper option this week is AJ Johnson in Illawarra. He's not been playing much at all, but I just wonder with the coaching change with the Hawks, whether Justin Tatum might look to deploy the next star a bit more and give him a bit more of a run and development. So one to keep an eye on, but if you're looking for a really cheap option or a way to save money to deploy elsewhere, he could be someone to look to trade in this week.
Oh, I quite like that tip, AJ Johnson.
That's a good little one.
We're getting on to that. Tom, thank you so much again. Happy birthday. Enjoy the rest of the day with the family, and we'll chat to you next week.
Thanks, guys.